So hello guys, today we are going to talk about midbrain. So what is our strategy here? So now let's focus here. Our strategy is very simple. This is our strategy. Okay, focus here. We will understand name, location, function. This is how you should study the neuroanatomy, particularly when we are talking about a part of a brain. Okay, now we are subsequently, I'm going to release midbrain, medulla oblongata, pons, diencephalon, tenencephalon. Okay, strategy is very simple. First know the name, then the location where it is present, and then the function. That's all. Okay, now without any delay, let's start. So in the first point, so again, I have break down this whole midbrain first into many subsequent parts. First know the subsequent parts, then you will feel comfortable to study the whole midbrain when we are going to at last talk together. So at the first you can see frontal view. So what you can see in frontal view? Two structures. This is our curs cerebri. Curs cerebri, okay, so this is our right and this is our left. Curs cerebri or basis of midbrain. And you see this is a V-shaped structure, and when I say V, it means here you can see a space, and this space is known as interpeduncular fossa. Very easy. When I say curs cerebri, it is also known as what? Peduncular, cerebral peduncular, and in between there is space, that's why interpeduncular fossa. Claro, easy. Second is our posterior view. So what you can see in the posterior view of midbrain? Two pairs of structure. This first green structure is our superior colliculi, okay, because superiorly present, superior colliculi means swelling, okay, and inferiorly you see again one pair, inferior colliculi, inferiorly present colliculi, swelling. Now focus here. What is the function? You see superior colliculi, I draw eye, so it is associated with eye reflex, visual reflex, and inferior colliculi is associated with what? Auditory reflex. I will discuss in later. Just remember for now that. Now come to our third part. So cerebral peduncle, I already told you what is the cerebral peduncle. Connects midbrain to cerebral hemisphere. Now see the diagram. So this is one cerebral peduncle, this whole structure. Okay. Now you see fibers are going up and down. So like this, and it's going to where? Our cerebral hemisphere. So this structure is our cerebral hemisphere. Okay, yes. So same thing will be happen with the right side. So we can say this is our right cerebral peduncle, this is our left cerebral peduncle. So what is the significance here? Function: connect to cerebral hemisphere. For an example, if it damage, there will be no connection with one side of your brain. So what will be that? Hemiplegia. Now, okay, come to the fourth. I write a cerebral peduncle and cerebellar peduncle. So what is the difference? So difference definitely, first is name, second location. Location you see, so this structure, just right now I talked, is our cerebral peduncle. And cerebellar peduncle, you see, this is our superior cerebellar peduncle, this is our middle cerebral peduncle, this is our inferior cerebellar peduncle. Now see, now you know that cerebral, this one connects with our what? This one connects with our cerebral hemisphere with midbrain. Now see, what happens in cerebellar? So you know this is our midbrain, this is our pons, this is our medulla oblongata, and this is how the fibers are going to connect with midbrain to this bell. That's all. Okay. Now come on into the fifth section. Here I want you guys to just know the basic of our ventricular system. Just a basic. We will have a detail later. So you see this third ventricle. Third ventricle is located where? At diencephalon level. Then you see this cerebral aqueduct. Location, what is the location then? Location is midbrain. You guys can easily appreciate this is our midbrain. Then you see fourth ventricle is located where? In between, this is our pons, this is our medulla oblongata, up to medulla oblongata forebrain. Now you see the central canal all over the spinal cord. Claro? Okay. Now come to our sixth. In the sixth, we are going to talk about the landmarks. So this whole structure is our midbrain. Okay. and we are seeing the superior surface. So this is what? This is our superior surface. So let's say, so this is our superior surface, this is our anterior surface, okay, this is our posterior surface, this is our lateral surface. Okay, now, so you guys know what this is. What? So this canal is our what? This canal is our cerebral aqueduct I just talked about. Okay, now you guys do one thing, make a virtual line like this. Okay, now come, so see, whatever you can see posterior to this line, now focus here. So this virtual line, this is the boundary, and the boundary is what? Cerebral aqueduct, and whatever you see backside is our tectum. And in the tectum you can find, so this is our tectum, in the tectum you can find the superior colliculi and inferior colliculi. Claro? Now see, this black structure, one strip, another one strip. So this black structure is known as substantia nigra. So this is the another boundary. Now see here. So this boundary, which is known as our substantia nigra. So in between these two boundaries, whatever we can find is known as tegmentum. Okay, so this all part is what? Our tegmentum. Now see, whatever structure you can see anterior to this substantia nigra is known as our base of midbrain. Now you see here in the diagram, so this is our base of midbrain or curs cerebri. Claro? Okay, now let's move forward. I just put here some raw diagram for your better understanding. So come to this structure D. So this is our posterior view. I just discussed in the posterior view. So up to this is our midbrain. Okay, so up to this and this. So this is our midbrain. And the posterior view, I told you guys, this is colliculus swelling. You can easily appreciate. So superiorly you will find superior colliculus, and inferiorly you will find inferior colliculus, no doubt. Same thing will happen in this diagram. You see, it is our posterolateral. You can easily appreciate. Now come to this diagram B. So this is our anterior view. Okay, in the anterior view, I told you guys you will find a V-like structure. Let's see. So this one. Okay, so this structure and this structure is what? Cerebral peduncle or curs cerebral. So this will say cerebral peduncle. Claro? And you see in between this, I told you there will be a space, and this space is known as interpeduncular fossa. Okay, now come to this A structure. This is our superior view. Okay, superiorly seen a section. So first come first, the section is at the level. So this is our anterior, this is our posterior. Okay, now see in the posterior, you see this part, this is our superior colliculus. So this section is at the level of superior colliculus. Claro? Now you see this hole, and this is our cerebral aqueduct. Now it's being very clear to you guys. Now you see this black structure. This is what you can find in both sides like this. This is our substantia nigra, right? And you see, interestingly, at the level of, because this section is at the level of superior colliculus, so you see this very delicate circular structure. Yes, red nucleus. You can only find red nucleus at the midbrain, at the level of superior colliculus. Remember that. So now you guys can easily say, okay, now if I take this section, so whatever you see in front of this cerebral aqueduct, this is our tectum. In between this and this is what? Tegmentum. And whatever comes anterior to the substantia nigra is what? Our basis or curs cerebri. Claro. Now let's move forward. Okay. Now see here in the 7, the visual spinal reflex and auditory spinal reflex. These two are associated with tectospinal pathway, okay, and which are concerned with auditory, visual, spinal, reflex. And I talked about you, these are associated with what? Superior and inferior colliculus. Okay, now come to the 7 is done, and now 8. You see, it's saying downgoing system, or we know the motor system are always go through curs cerebri. So curs cerebri, you are clear. So curs cerebri, so focus, okay, before that, say me, what are the downgoing system or what are the motor system? So this is focus in these fibers. These are the main fibers you will find. One is corticopontine, another one is corticonuclear, and we know corticospinal or pyramidal fiber. These are the main 3 fibers. So you see here, if this blue structure is our substantia nigra, and anterior to the substantia nigra, you see 3 fibers. One is, say, corticopontine, corticonuclear, and for, say, corticospinal. Those are going downward anterior to the substantia nigra. Okay? And this is the first thing you have to remember. So it is crossing both at the superior colliculus level and inferior colliculus level. So in this both level, you will find these 3 fibers. Okay? Now, let's come to here. Okay, for instance, so when I say corticopontine, let's say, what is corticopontine fiber? If you guys forgot, let's discuss for completeness sake. So you guys know this structure, okay? So for an instance, let's say some fibers. So this is our substantia nigra. So this is our cortex. Some fibers are coming like this, anterior to the substantia nigra, and then coming to the pons. And I already told you there are many pontine nucleus. This is our cerebellum, and this is our peduncles, cerebral peduncles. So this fiber is what? This fiber is cortico, because it is starting from cortex, ending at the pons. So corticopontine fiber. And from the pons, the fiber then, second order fiber is going to cerebellum. So it's going to well. So this is our, so this fiber is what? This is our pontocerebellar fiber. Clear? And other you guys already know, because I already discussed. Now focus in this 9th section. Okay. Here we have an interesting part. Anterior system are the downgoing system. So it's at the end known as motor system. And posterior system is upgoing system, and these are the sensory system. I will discuss now. What is this? So the previous concept we are going to apply here. So come here and focus in this 10. So anterior system are what? Downgoing system. So let's see. Here I just written down parts of curs cerebri. So curs cerebri is our anterior part of midbrain, no doubt. So this is our substantia nigra. And anterior to the substantia nigra, you are going to find what? All the downgoing fibers. And I just talked about you the downgoing fibers: corticospinal, corticopontine, and corticonuclear. And this is the arrangement. Now see, so I'm going to focus or enlarge this one here, and I'm going to draw only one side. Okay. Now see, I already say in the pyramidal tract, so this is our substantia nigra. So this is what? Corticospinal. Okay. Laterally, you will find the corticopontine, and medially you will find corticopontine, but you will have another fibers which is our corticonuclear. So this is the arrangement. Same thing will be happen in this side also. Okay, if you're done with this, now let's come to here. Here we are going to find peri-equiductal gray matter. This is very important later. So this is our equiduct, cerebral equiduct, this blue structure, and this red structure here. This is our what? This is our this one, peri-equiductal gray matter. This is very important. Remember this. So here we are going to focus the function of inferior colliculus and lateral lemniscus, and in here we are going to discuss hearing mechanism. Okay. Now see, for an instant thing, your friend say hello. Okay, what will happen? Your Air will receive the information. Now it will pass through vestibular cochlear system. Okay, and this is our cochlea. Now see, then what will happen? There will be definitely nerves, and these nerves are what? These nerves are our cochlear nerves. Okay, this is our cochlear nerves. Now this happens all outside of the brain. What is inside of the brain? Now this fiber will give information to this nucleus, and this nucleus are what? These are our ventrocochlear nucleus. Okay. Now what happened? This is very important. Focus here. Now they will cross their information like this. So right side information will go to left side, and left side information will go to right side. Okay. So this nucleus is present where? If someone says location, this is our pons, this is our medulla oblongata. So we will say at the junction between pons and medulla oblongata. Claro? Now see, we find these ascending fibers, and this ascending fibers is known as what? Lateral lemniscus. So lateral lemniscus is found in where? Pons. Now you see these structures, these are what? Our inferior colliculus. So then fibers are going to where? Inferior colliculus. From the inferior colliculus, one fibers are emerging like this. And these fibers is known as what? See here, inferior brachium. Or these are known as inferior brachium. Then they are going to where? This nucleus. So this nucleus is located posteriorly to with respect to thalamus. So this is known as, so this nucleus is known as what? Medial geniculate body. Okay. So focus in this large diagram if you are having problem. For an instance, think this is anterior, this is posterior, this is our thalamus. One nucleus is like this and another nucleus is like this. So this is our laterally located. You are going like this. So this is medially located. So laterally we say lateral geniculate body, and medially we say medial geniculate body. Claro? Okay. So now see, you know, from the medial geniculate body, we find this fiber is going and radiating. And this radiating fiber is known as auditory radiation fiber. So it's ending up where? So auditory cortex. Now you say, where is the auditory cortex now? So focus in this diagram. So this is our cerebral hemisphere. And in the cerebral hemisphere, you see, so this is our lateral sulcus. And if it is lateral sulcus, this is our temporal lobe. And if it is this temporal lobe, here you see the auditory cortex. Claro? Yes. So this is the hearing mechanism, how you hear, and which is associated with lateral lemniscus and inferior colliculus. Okay. Now come here. In note, you see it's written here, lateral lemniscus carries information to inferior colliculus from both ears. What is the significance here? Significance is written down here. It means if you damage one lateral lemniscus or inferior colliculus of same side, it has to be same side, you can still hear from both ear. If you didn't understand this, it's okay. I will just draw for you to make it easy. Now see, you damage this lateral lemniscus or you damage this inferior colliculus. Okay. Now you have only one functional, lateral lemniscus and inferior colliculus. So information from this ear is coming. Okay. So it will very easily can go to this lateral lemniscus. Now see, in the opposite ear, information is coming like this. Now you know when the information is end up here, it has the ability to cross like this because I told you it has bidirectional. Now say information can go like this. So yes, if you damage one, even though in spite of that, you can hear from both ear. Claro? Okay. Now come to in the foreign section. So you can see it's written here inferior colliculus. And it's written here commissure of inferior colliculus means if one is left, one is right. So it are connecting left and right. In the introduction video, I told you left and right connection is what? Commissure. Claro. Now come to 15. Here we are going to find the dento-rubrothalamic pathway or cerebello-rubrothalamic pathway. Same thing. So this is our cerebellum. No doubt you can say. So in this cerebellum, you will find one particular nucleus which is known as dentate nucleus. And from the dentate nucleus, one fiber will go up like this. And one fiber is going up like this to the red nucleus. And if you be more specific, the red nucleus is located at the level of superior colliculus. So in the superior colliculus level, red nucleus is located, and from there it is going to where? It's going to our thalamus. Yes, and you know it again. Red nucleus function is what? Sit down, flexure action. Okay. So you know this pathway. Now come to 16. So in the 16, you will see crossing a dento-rubro fiber. What is the significance? See here. This is, for instance, left. This is our right cerebellum. Okay. So fibers are coming and crossing before entering to the red nucleus. So what is the significance? Significance is like this. At the level of superior colliculus, you will find the red nucleus. But at the level of inferior colliculus, you will find this crossing. You will find this crossing of dento-rubro fiber. Claro? Okay. Now, again, let's come to in this diagram. You guys are already comfortable with this structure. This is our what? Substantia nigra. And this is our curs cerebri. And this is our, again, anterior part of pons. And I told you, in the anterior part of the pons, we will find only what? All these descending fibers. See here. All the descending fibers are located in the anterior part. Okay. And if you are going to be more specific, again, we can do like this. You will find this anterior part as our pyramidal tracts. Here you will find the corticopontine. And here you will find corticopontine with corticonuclear. Claro? And if you say कि anterior to the substantia nigra is descending, so posterior system. So this posterior system is all what? Ascending. Okay, this all what? Ascending. Yes. Okay, remember like this.